Okay, hold on tight, because we're about to spill the tea on someone you know and probably love, Chris Warren, aka Hayden from Sistas. You know, the one who's always stirring the pot, making us wonder, what's this man's deal? Well, buckle up, because we're about to reveal 5 surprising facts about Chris Warren that'll make you look at him and his character differently. You might think you know Chris because of his role as Hayden, the charmingly complicated guy who seems to have a thing for Danni.
Oh, I believe her. She has definitely handled me before.
And let's not even get started on that messy love triangle. But trust me, Chris Warren's story is way more than just Sistas. There's a whole lot of background that'll make you say, wait, what? If you've been following Sistas, you know that Hayden is the guy who always seems to be on the wrong side of every drama. He's got his moments of sweetness, but let's be real. He's often that guy, the one who makes us go, what are you doing? But behind the scenes, Chris Warren is nothing like Hayden. He's got layers, and we're about to peel them back. From his childhood acting days to his sports obsession, and even a family legacy in Hollywood. Chris Warren's journey is as unexpected as one of those Tyler Perry plot twists. Don't even get me started on the fact that he's been in the game way longer than most people realize. Trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to see Chris Warren in a whole new light. I promise you, this is going to be as juicy as one of those heated Sistas arguments. And it's just getting started. Let's know the first surprising fact that might leave you shook. Chris Warren was a child star. Oh yes. Long before Hayden was causing all that drama, Chris was already making a name for himself in Hollywood. Can you guess where it all began? So, here's the tea. Chris Warren didn't just roll into Hollywood yesterday. Oh no, honey. This man has been working the industry for years, and his acting journey started way back as a child star. Yes, that's right. Before he was playing Hayden on Sistas, Chris was already making appearances on some of your favorite shows from the 90s and early 2000s. One of his first big roles was on none other than The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I know, right? Can you picture little Chris in that iconic show, sharing the screen with Will Smith? Yup, he was one of those guest stars that made you say, who's that kid? He's got some serious acting chops. And that was just the beginning. Chris was out here booking gigs left and right, appearing in multiple TV shows and films, making his way through the Hollywood circuit. He wasn't just a cute kid with a camera. He was working hard, building his craft, and gaining experience in front of the camera. And you best believe that the kid you saw in those early roles had big plans for the future. But let's be real. Growing up in Hollywood as a child actor comes with its own set of challenges. You're constantly under pressure to stay in the spotlight. And we all know how easy it is for child stars to get lost in the shuffle. Many fall victim to being typecast or struggle with the transition to adult roles. But not Chris. He wasn't about to get stuck playing the same type of roles for the rest of his life. Chris Warren used his childhood experience as a stepping stone, learning the ins and outs of the industry while keeping his eyes on the prize. And when the time came, he stepped away from the cute kid roles to embrace more complex characters like Hayden on Sistas.
Now look, you got 5 minutes.
But we'll get to that in a second. Now, if you think Sistas was his first time showing up on screen, you've got another thing coming. But you'll have to keep watching to find out how his early years in the industry shaped the man we see on screen today. And speaking of Sistas, let's talk about another side of Chris Warren that might shock you. Hayden isn't the only thing Chris is passionate about. Did you know that sports play a major role in his life? That's right, the man loves basketball. This man's love for sports runs deep, and his connection to the game of basketball just might surprise you. Before he fully dove into the world of acting, Chris was living and breathing basketball. Yep, you heard it. This actor is no stranger to the court. Growing up, Chris was a serious athlete. He wasn't just messing around with a few pickup games here and there. No, he was a basketball player through and through. And I'm talking about real talent, not just I play for fun vibes. Chris was dedicated to the sport, honing his skills and dreaming of possibly playing professionally. In high school, he was the kid who could have easily been on his way to a sports scholarship. And who knows? If acting hadn't worked out, we might have been seeing him playing for a pro team instead of delivering those smooth lines as Hayden. But let's be real. Acting and sports are often intertwined in Hollywood. A lot of actors, especially those who are physically active, use sports as a way to stay in shape or as a hobby to keep their minds sharp. For Chris, basketball wasn't just a sport, it was a way of life. He learned a lot from being an athlete: discipline, teamwork, handling pressure, and most importantly, the drive to constantly improve. All of these qualities are part of what makes him such a committed actor today. Even now, when Chris isn't working on set, he's out there shooting hoops, staying active, and living that athlete lifestyle. Whether he's playing a friendly game with friends or just hitting the gym, basketball still holds a special place in his heart. And let's be real, there's a certain swagger that comes with being an athlete, and you can see it in the way Chris carries himself on screen. His confidence, his physical presence. There's no doubt that his athletic background has played a role in shaping the way he portrays characters like Hayden, who has a mix of charm and intensity. You can tell that Chris brings a bit of that sports mentality to his acting, always striving to be at the top of his game. But here's the kicker. Even though he's passionate about basketball, Chris Warren's athleticism doesn't just define him. It's part of what keeps him grounded and connected to the real world outside Hollywood. And you know what? We love that for him. Now, speaking of family, we all know Hollywood can run in the blood, but Chris Warren's family connection to the entertainment industry is next level. Get ready for a twist you didn't see coming. His family ties to Hollywood will leave you shaken. Chris Warren didn't just stumble into Hollywood on his own. His family has deep-rooted ties to the entertainment industry. Yup, Chris Warren is not the only star in his family. His dad, Chris Warren Sr., is an actor with his own impressive Hollywood resume. Now, Chris Sr. might not be the first name that pops up when you think of major A-list stars, but trust, he's been making his mark in the entertainment world for years. He's had roles in classic films and TV shows, particularly throughout the 80s and 90s, and has earned his stripes as a respected actor in his own right. Growing up with a dad who was already a part of the Hollywood scene gave Chris Warren a front row seat to the world of acting, fame, and the grind that comes with it. So imagine this. You're a kid and your dad is an actor. You get to see firsthand what it takes to succeed in the industry. The late nights, the auditions, the constant hustle. That's a major advantage, right? Chris was learning the ropes of Hollywood before he even hit his teen years, and those early experiences shaped the way he approaches his career today. He's not just an actor. He's someone who knows how to navigate the business side of things, the challenges that come with fame, and how to keep a sense of balance amidst the chaos. But here's the twist. Chris wasn't about to just ride on his dad's coattails. Nope, he could have easily relied on his father's connections to get roles. But Chris Warren wasn't having it. He wanted to carve his path, make a name for himself, and prove that he had the talent to stand on his own 2 feet. And let's be real, he did just that. While Chris Warren Sr. has had a great career, Chris Jr. is taking it to the next level. He's not just playing supporting roles or guest spots. He's now starring in a hit show, Sistas, with a character, Hayden, that everyone is talking about.
Glorified stenographer. Thinks that she gets a vote and who's gonna run a multi-million-dollar firm?
In fact, his career is on the rise, and it's all thanks to his hard work, dedication, and that family hustle he inherited from his dad. Now, with that Hollywood legacy behind him, it's no wonder Chris Warren made bold career decisions to get where he is today. But what's even more impressive is how he's managed to balance his family legacy while building his own career. No easy feat in an industry that can be full of comparisons. And speaking of career decisions, let's talk about the bold move that got Chris Warren the role of a lifetime, Sistas. Alright, by now you know Chris Warren's got some serious acting chops, a passion for sports, and a Hollywood legacy to boot. But let's get into the meat of it. How did Chris Warren make the jump from child star to adult lead? And what made him take the bold step toward landing his role as Hayden in Sistas? Here's the thing. Transitioning from a child star to an adult actor is no easy feat. We've seen it all happen. One minute, they're the cute kid actor everyone loves, and the next minute, they're vanishing into thin air or getting stuck in a typecast. But Chris, he was determined to carve his own path and avoid getting trapped in that cycle. After growing up in the spotlight, Chris knew that to stay relevant, he needed to take risk. He could have stuck with smaller roles or played it safe with TV guest spots, but that wasn't his style. Instead, he chose to challenge himself, stepping into more complex, mature roles that would push his acting abilities. And that's exactly what he did when he landed the role of Hayden on Sistas. Now, Hayden is a character who demands attention. He's complicated, intense, and wrapped up in drama that makes us all question his next move. But guess what? Chris Warren didn't just fall into this role. He made some bold career choices that led him to it. He sought out projects that allowed him to explore a range of emotions and give audiences a character they could love and hate. He didn't want to be seen as just the nice guy. He wanted to play characters that were layered.
I know you're a little slow. You forget I'm a lawyer?
That made people think, who is this guy really? And that's exactly what he did. Hayden isn't just any character. He's got a level of complexity that Chris Warren can truly sink his teeth into. Playing a role like Hayden takes skill, especially when you're dealing with a character who's a mix of charm, selfishness, and hidden motives. Chris didn't just get the role by showing up. He had to prove he could bring Hayden to life in a way that felt real. But it wasn't just about the acting. Chris made some serious career moves to get here. He had to take a step back from the typical child actor path and make decisions that would shape the course of his adult career. And landing the role of Hayden was proof that all of his hard work, preparation, and dedication had paid off. So, what's next for Chris? Well, considering how he's managed to carve out his own space in Hollywood, it's safe to say this won't be the last we hear from him. Hayden may be the role that's currently grabbing the headlines, but Chris Warren is just getting started, and you best believe he's going to keep making those bold moves to stay at the top. But wait, there's one last fact that might just shock you. Chris Warren isn't just about acting in basketball. Now, we've seen Chris Warren hustle his way to the top, making bold career choices and balancing the family legacy. But here's the part of his story that sets him apart. Chris Warren isn't just about acting, fame, or fortune. This man is all about giving back. Yep, you heard that right. Behind the camera, Chris Warren is deeply passionate about using his platform to help others. Whether it's through mentoring or getting involved in charitable causes, he's committed to making a positive impact on the world. And he's not just doing it for the spotlight. For Chris, it's about making a real difference. From the very start, Chris understood the importance of paying it forward. Growing up in Hollywood, he saw how fame could open doors, but also how it could sometimes come with a lot of pressure and ego. That's why he made it a point to stay grounded and use his success to uplift those who are striving to get where he is. One of Chris's main focuses is youth mentorship. He's passionate about supporting young aspiring actors, especially those from underrepresented communities. Knowing what it's like to chase a dream while facing obstacles, Chris has used his platform to give back to the next generation of talent. Whether it's through hosting events, speaking at workshops, or offering personal guidance, Chris is deeply invested in helping others succeed in a notoriously tough industry. He's living proof that success doesn't just mean reaching the top, it means lifting others as you rise. But Chris's charitable work goes beyond the entertainment world. He's also been involved in supporting local organizations and causes that directly impact the community. From advocating for education to supporting mental health initiatives, Chris Warren is doing the work, not just talking the talk. And let's be real, Hollywood doesn't always get credit for its philanthropy. We see the glamorous red carpets and the celebrity headlines, but the work behind the scenes is often overlooked. Chris Warren is one of those stars who uses his fame to shine a light on important causes, quietly making an impact without seeking the headlines. His actions speak volumes about his character and his commitment to making the world a better place. When all is said and done, Chris Warren's career isn't just about the roles he's played or the projects he's been part of. It's about his legacy, how he's using his success to influence and inspire others. So, next time you watch Sistas and catch Hayden stirring up trouble, remember, there's a whole lot more to Chris Warren than just the drama on screen.
Because he's already in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? I'm like that. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the tea, folks. Chris Warren is not just a talented actor, but a philanthropist, mentor, and someone who's truly making a difference. And now, after learning these 5 surprising facts, I hope you see him for all that he is. Not just Hayden, but a man with depth, heart, and a whole lot of ambition.